guys, my name's Dan, and this reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is Smile 2 2024 Kill Count, and I cannot wait to talk about this movie. It was so freaking good. I am not even going to hide the fact about how much I love this movie. I'm curious to see what James has to say about it. I have the feeling he's going to like it just as much as I did, along with the fact that, you know, the main actress in the movie, who's playing a singer, can actually sing, and she certainly sang her ass off in this movie, and it was just an absolute pleasure to listen to it. The songs were bangers, but let's see how this movie was made, because I am very curious about that, because there were a lot of scenes that took a lot, I feel like, to get down right. But before we get into it, though, please check all those links I have for you down in the description below, more specifically the Dead Meat link if you haven't already. It's a great way to support everybody at Dead Meat, and a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video and click all those buttons down there, because I also like to see future reactions that I do, but also helps my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims
that
in all our
shirt!
favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Smile 2, released in 2024. The first Smile was the highest-grossing horror film of 2022, so even if it didn't need a sequel, it was getting one. I definitely thought we didn't need a Smile 2, but thankfully, writer-director Parker Finn returned to follow up his own idea, making it bigger in scope and stakes and heavier in dancing. The supersized sequel is centered around Sky Riley, a pop star mounting a comeback tour after surviving a traumatic event. After Sosie Bacon's performance as Rose in the first film, Finn needed another strong character to build Smile 2 around. Like Rose, Sky is an emotionally intelligent but wounded person who struggles to be believed due to others' perceptions of her. I absolutely loved the first Smile. I thought it was scary and slick and had a dark sense of humor deep below the surface. I'm happy to say, I love Smile 2 even more. It's everything the first movie was, but better. It's got memorably impressive sequences and is more openly funny while maintaining its pitch black dark edge. And of course, it's scary as all hell.
Yeah!
I mean, we're talking the best jump scares in the game here, folks. In fact, this might sound hyperbolic, but I almost feel like Smile and its sequel are the standard bearers for what good horror can be. I'm not saying they're the best horror movies, but they might best represent the spirit of the genre. The kind of movie where the theater's full of nervous giggles the whole time, punctuated by collective screams. Like, if your non-horror friends said they wanted to watch a really scary movie, just recommend this one. They'll have a great time shitting themselves. Plus, it's got brain behind it. There are interesting themes beneath that sense of humor and all those jump scares.
Jesus, fuck!
Of course, I am biased towards the subject matter. Y'all know I love my pop girlies. And Sky Riley is a kick-ass pop star.
So good, dude!
The incredible acting and musical talents of Naomi Scott. This isn't like Trap. All due respect to Lady Raven, but she put on a pretty mid-concert in that movie. Sky Riley is a pop star to the Gaga degree, and the movie's music and choreo match the part. I love Smile 2 so much, it makes me never want to write a sequel off as unnecessary ever again.
Nope!
Not before seeing it. Parker Finn proves if you try hard enough, you can one-up yourself.
Absolutely did.
Go 2 and...
Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Power Rangers? What is this?
What's wrong?
Ranger, it's an emergency. The people of this world are suffering.
I'm ready. It's morphin' time!
No, this cannot be solved with fists.
Oh.
They're suffering with inaccessible healthcare access that prevents them from getting the physical and mental care they need.
I understand. It's sponsor time!
Yeah! I love that!
Today's sponsor, ZocDoc! ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network
I love me a good Power Rangers reference.
And click to instantly book an appointment. They offer access to in-network appointments from a selection of over 100,000 doctors working together to fight evil. You can filter doctors based on your needs. And then
I remember when I first started reacting to Dead Meat, I would skip the ad reads. I am so sorry I ever did that, because these are amazing.
From actual appointment openings to instantly book a time that works for you. And these appointments happen fast, with doctors typically ready to morph into action in 24 to 72 hours.
Excellent, Ranger. Now go save the world's physical and mental health.
You got it, Zoran. Zoran.
Zordon!
Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/killcount to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/killcount. ZocDoc.com/killcount. Will this curse go 2-0 against the singer-songwriter Survivor Girl? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Yeah, baby.
The movie begins, lucky for it, with Kyle Gallner. It's been 6 days since the end of the first film, so 6 days since Joel witnessed Rose go up in flames. Oh, and speak of the flaming devil, there she is! But I already counted you last time, Rose. You ain't going on the count twice. Joel's terminal with the smile demon, which we learned all about in the first movie. It causes you to hallucinate reminders of your trauma. Before a week's up, the smile demon will slide down your throat and make you traumatize another person via, well, you know what.
Yeah,
Then that person becomes infected, and the smile demon carries on. There's only one way to rid yourself of the demon, and you can't dance yourself clean LCD style. You have to pass it on to another person via trauma by violently killing someone else right in front of them. It worked for Robert Talley, so Joel's hoping it'll work for him too, and he's found the most ethical way he can think to do it. In an incredible, unbroken one take that's over 6 minutes long, Joel ambushes a pair of drug-dealing brothers who murdered a mother and her child. He doesn't want an innocent to suffer, so he's targeting these categorically bad men.
I brought something to give you.
Uh-huh.
But you have to watch what I'm doing.
It's a magic trick. Now you see this knife blade, now you don't.
Now you don't!
Stabs into Alexei, slicing and dicing him up in a traumatic way. That should pass the curse on to Yev, who starts a shootout with Joel. Joel gets hit, but so does Yev, which really mucks up Joel's plan.
You can't die! It needs somebody to fucking pass you!
But the smile demon can't pass on to Yev, because Yev's dead, baby. Yev's dead. In spite of his best laid plan, Joel's still stuck with this fucking demon.
Fuck!
Or maybe not, since someone else was there and witnessed both these kills. A guy named Lewis who wanted to buy some drugs. Joel tries to explain the rules to him until more gang members show up. The incredible one take continues as Joel looks for an escape and eventually kicks a window unit out like a G. I love the stunt of him rolling out the window and onto the storm cellar doors. It's great to see a good guy get away with
Nope.
My fucking God! Nah, we knew it was bound to happen, but it's still tragic that such an ethical character wound up violently smeared across the road.
Yeah.
Still, Smiles
Banger.
This is played for dark laughs. I mean, there's literally a card that says how we're feeling right now. Bad.
Bad feeling.
Streak makes a fucking smile. Come on, man. That's pretty funny. And it's
Yes.
all capped off by this
Title card!
2! Whoa! This opening oneer was rehearsed for weeks. First with just Gallner and the cam op, and then gradually adding everyone else who would have to be there on and off screen.
That makes
In the
sense.
end, they only had to stitch together 2 different shots to make it appear seamless. The indoor parts were shot on a handheld camera, and the second shot comes in during that stunt, when Gallner takes the action outside. That part of the shot was done with a camera on a crane to get the height and movement they needed. And while the car kill looks brutal in the final cut, on set, Gallner was hit by football pads covered in blue screen material.
Kyle, you okay?
Yeah,
Of course
he's good.
He's fine. He's a kill count vet. He's been here plenty of times before.
Sure
The movie
has.
then cuts to another kill count vet, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore!
Show. It's a pretty accurate depiction of her actual show, except Drew's not quite as touchy here. Her guest is pop star Sky Riley in her first public appearance since an accident 1 year ago that killed her boyfriend, actor Paul Hudson. Since then, she's gotten sober and is ready to step back into the limelight. Look at how poised she is.
No.
On the outside, at least. She gives a sincere apology and announces a big national comeback tour. It'll be managed by her momager Elizabeth. Oh, shit, wait, is Sky Huey's sister? Was Simon Pegg her dad? The accident damaged Sky both psychologically and physically. But because of her history with addiction, she can't get painkillers prescribed. And her under-the-table reserves just went down the drain.
Okay, and something that I really did like about that whole Drew Barrymore bit was it starts off like you're watching it on TV, and then it slowly transitions to her point of view. So it was pretty seamless, and it was just so well done. I just felt like I had to point that out.
Bedtime orders from her mom, she sneaks out of her place to get more pain relief from her dealer, none other than Lewis, the guy from the opening scene. He's an old high school friend who knows her well, but he freaks out when he sees her at his place.
Your text said to come over.
What?
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 What? What?
Sounding like a stone cold feedback loop. Lewis doesn't remember texting Sky and isn't sure if she's real. Like Laura from the previous film, Lewis is a paranoid mess after his week with the smile curse. I'm sure the drugs don't help either. Just as Caitlin Stacy was phenomenal in Smile 1, so is Lucas Gage as a guy who is absolutely cooked. Just like at the end of his rope, man.
I am in the middle of some genuinely fucking freaky shit. Okay, I'm talking like fucking scary, fucking haunted house shit, you know?
Gage was in popular shows like Euphoria, The White Lotus, and You, and has horror cred with an Into the Dark episode and Companion, which came out this year. He is also the actor in that Zoom audition that went viral because a casting director ragged on his apartment when he thought he was muted.
I know, it's a shitty apartment. That's why give me this job so I can get a better one.
Lou's just about weird Sky away, but he slaps himself out of it and says he can get her drugs. Just wait inside the living room / gym / arcade, I guess. After a quick haunting from her tabloid past on TV, Lewis reappears to Sky, seemingly haunted himself.
What? No. What is it?
Oh, get the fuck away from me! No!
He starts choking, and Sky assumes he's overdosing. But we've seen this kind of thing before. We know he's actually deep-throating Demon, and that the smile curse is about to be passed on. The first sign that we're right is Lewis's sunny new disposition. The second sign is when he picks up a weight plate and does a rep directly into his face. The explicit exercise continues until he reaches flesh fatigue. Must be tired anyway, because it is falling off his face. Maybe take a longer rest before your next set, dude. This ghastly kill's practical elements were created by makeup designer Jeremy Sellenfriend. He used nose breaks from MMA fights for reference. The extensive facial prosthetics took 3 hours to apply for each stage. With 3 separate stages, the kill took a week to shoot. Finn compares the sequence to a gruesome game of peekaboo.
Every time he hits his face, we have this brief moment that we don't see the damage that he's done until he pulls the plate down and reveals what happened.
So good.
The effect was finished with digital touch-ups to remove Lewis's nose and show the inside of his skull. You know, the things you can't do practically.
We can add, but we can't subtract because actors don't like that.
For the final face smash,
No, they don't!
the cheek flap was pulled off with filament by a puppeteer. The result disgusted everyone on set, except for Naomi Scott.
His face is falling off, and I'm watching that on screen, and I'm just like, wow, this is so beautiful. This is beautiful. I weirdly see
I
the
love
beauty
this
in it.
woman.
Sky instantly trauma pukes and pulls her phone out to call 911, but she can already see that TMZ headline, so she decides to head back home instead. She tries to sleep it off, but she's already seeing hereditary ghosts in her bedroom. Worse yet, a mystery message the next day reveals someone saw her leaving the scene. Friggin' Fragoli. She can't think about that right now, though. Not with her overbearing showbiz mom yanking on her short leash.
Are you okay? You look exhausted.
Wow, thanks, Mom.
It's really important for you to stay on top of your sleep schedule.
Other members of her posse include her social climbing assistant Joshua and their money man, record company executive Darius.
Hey, Darius.
Hey, man.
They'll say they're rooting for Sky, but no one bothers listening to or checking in on her. They're more concerned about her career than what she's going through. Finn said that loneliness was key to the character. Someone who's become so famous, she can't trust anyone around her. Sky does a photo shoot, which features director Finn in a cameo, then gets whisked away to a meet and greet with her fans. The scene shows how awkward some fan interactions can be. Like with this one dude who looks like he hitchhikes through Texas with a camera and a razor blade.
That could make you happy.
I do worry the scene's a little mean, since it makes the guy with a skin condition a maladjusted creeper, but it is a realistic fear for someone like Sky, who's probably subjected to lots of fans who cross lines.
Mostly, I think a lot of fandom is quite genuine and earnest, but it can be overwhelming.
It's especially overwhelming when she has to interact with a tween who looks like she gets up to trouble with Alfred P. Newman. All right, you grinning weirdo, go on and get. With no one to talk to, Sky decides to hit up her childhood best friend Gemma. She hopes they can pick things back up where they left off. Or, well, maybe not right where they left off. They haven't spoken since Sky's accident, but she still gives her a call.
It's probably really shitty of me to even be calling you, but I don't really have anyone I can talk to right now.
Gemma calls her back and agrees to come over and keep her company. That's a good friend right now. While she's waiting, Sky takes to the piano. Naomi Scott actually released an in-character EP as Sky Riley, which served as the movie's soundtrack album. Scott's been writing music since she was 14 and is a seasoned Disney musical vet, having starred in Lemonade Mouth and as Jasmine in the live-action
that's right!
She helped write 2 songs for Smile 2, including this piano ballad titled Just My Name. Most of the other music was written and produced by Alexis Kesselman under her stage name Ida Rose. Writing music in character allowed Scott to explore styles she wouldn't have tried otherwise.
I kind of want to listen to all of this again, because those songs that that were playing throughout the movie, those were bangers.
Funny, because my producer, who I produced my music project with, when I played him the songs, he did not
think it was me.
It also helped refine the character, as did their pre-production shoot of an entire music video for the song Grieved You, which is only briefly seen in the final film. The lovely ballad's interrupted by the sound of breaking glass. One of her Voss water bottles is shattered on the floor. When she goes to clean it, she finds a different mess, a trail of dirty clothes. Huge emphasis on dirty. Okay, we get it, movie. It's poopy! She finds the creepy fan from the meet and greet standing butt naked at the end of her hall. He chases her to the front door, which she opens to find BFF Gemma, finally here and very confused.
Someone else here?
Good question, but not sure, since now there's no trace of him. It turns out that Voss bottle isn't broken. At least that means Skye can get to chug-a-lugging.
Anytime I feel overwhelmed by the urge to use or get drunk, that I should stop whatever I'm doing and drink a full glass of water.
Skye apologizes to Gemma, and the two friends reconcile, which is great, because Gemma is the best. Dylan Jalula is so funny with all of her reactions. Like after Skye tells her she saw Lewis die via weight plate to the face.
What? Ew, oh my god, what?
Gemma offers to spend the night with her for protection, but she can't protect Skye from her dreams. And that's where Freddy Krueger gets at. And also trauma. Because Skye has a nightmare about that car accident where she sees the bloody body of her boyfriend Paul. I'll put him on the count now, since this nightmare is also a flashback to a visible depiction of his death. It's an intense scene that Scott absolutely sells with her performance.
Freaking nails it.
Skye awakens from her nightmare, thankfully still in that sweet-talking head shirt, and tries to have a heartfelt moment with Gemma, who reacts with a terrifying smile.
Aha!
Man, you hate seeing someone smile like, oh, Gemma, what the fuck? When Skye actually wakes up from that fun little demon trick, she's late for a show rehearsal, disappointing her mom and hundreds of people waiting on her. They're there for a full dress rehearsal of her song Blood on White Satin, which is honestly a bop. Although Skye's influenced by a lot of pop stars, including Rihanna, Olivia Rodrigo, FKA Twigs, and of course, Mother Monster Lady Gaga, it was important to Finn that she felt like she had her own style as a performer.
I was really craving something that was immediately pop but not bubblegum. I wanted something that felt more artistically inclined, more raw edge, more personal.
Naomi Scott worked with choreographer Celia Rowson Hall for only 2.5 days to learn her moves, which were meant to be somewhere between dance and avant-garde. Singing and dancing days were welcome breaks for the actress amidst the emotionally taxing shoot. Most of
she probably had a lot of fun.
Crying and screaming.
Naomi had to basically learn all these songs and this choreography while she's also in the middle of a very, very intense horror film. She's a force to be reckoned with.
The intense horror elements return soon enough, right in the middle of rehearsal.
Whoopsie!
But the leg breaking's a hallucination. Yet another demon trick. One that gets Skye yelling at everyone around her. Total diva meltdown.
One of you was out of place and knocked me over. Who was it?
She storms back to her dressing room, passing a jolly Joshua on the way. When she finds the place completely trashed, she blames him for it.
Skye? I would never.
Oh, poor Joshua. Between the mess and her angry outbursts, her mother assumes Skye's on drugs again. In the first smile, Rose's hallucinations were chalked up to mental illness. Skye's are dismissed due to her history of substance abuse. Both situations are truly tragic. Skye wants to call the whole tour off, but Elizabeth momagers the shit out of her.
Right now, you need to pull it together and get back out there.
Her next event is a charity gala that Darius invited her to speak at earlier. It's meant to be an easy gig, but the teleprompter stops right as her speech begins. She's forced to improvise, which goes not well.
You can't escape the miserable thing that you've become, and one day you realize how badly you wish you could just trade it all just for one fucking moment of happiness.
Lady, this is a charity gala for, like, orphans. When the teleprompter starts again, it introduces a very special guest, Paul Hudson. Come on up, Paul! Paul's played by Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, seriously, look at that
Exactly
smile.
like Jack Torrance.
My mom says, you know, Ray, you were such a beautiful boy, and then you started to look like your father.
Thanks, Mom. Parker Finn's a huge fan of The Shining and turned this whole sequence into an homage to that movie's iconic bar scene. Skye steals herself and wills the apparition away. And it works. Everything's okay. Never mind, dude.
Whoopsie!
He just went through a table. Oh my god.
By
That
God!
was awesome. We gotta see that again.
Boom!
Yeah, that really happened. Oh man, I love movies. While her
Same.
team does damage control, Sky is sent to timeout in her apartment with her White Lotus looking wallpaper. Pretty appropriate, since that show's music is done by Cristobal Tapia de Veer, the composer for this movie too. He
Makes sense.
returns after working on the first Smile, alongside several other key creative crew members. Sky gets another text from her mystery messenger, who knows who she is and what she's going through. They say Lewis went through the same thing. Just look at the videos he was posting days before he died.
And he just stares at me, smiling.
She's jump scared out of the video and agrees to meet with the unknown texter at a real cozy looking bar. The upholstery on those booths, not bad. The man behind the messages is a nurse named Morris. He knows all about this demon who appears as smiling people. He had been tracking Lewis since he was the end of the chain, the same chain we saw in the first movie.
The cop got it from some doctor who got it from a patient who got it from a college professor.
Who got it from a woman at a business conference, who got it from a guy at a gas station. Joe went back 20 people in the chain. It turns out Morris's brother was somewhere in there. That's why Morris has been on the case. His brother was killed by the curse, as shown in a cutaway jump scare where he's played by makeup artist Jeremy Sellenfriend. You know, he's mostly here for exposition, but I do find Morris really likable and interesting.
Same.
So it works for me. Morris feels bad that he didn't believe his brother when he was alive, so now he's trying to stop the chain. But as long as it has a host, the demon will survive. So Morris pitches a crazy idea.
So it only stops if I die before it kills me?
Exactly. We need to kill you first.
What?
Okay, he's reining it in. He's
Little bit.
reining it in. He'll only kill her technically by temporarily stopping her heart. You know, the old Fear Street / countdown technique. It always works. Mostly. He promises to resuscitate her with his nurse skills, but before Sky can mull it over, she gets recognized by the public and has to flee. She gets back home and chugs her comfort water, which she does so often in this movie, it occasionally made Scott sick. I mean, she's drinking whole bottles and unbroken shots.
Yeah, you can't drink
but
that
she felt
much.
it was important for the character.
I think it's such a
Dangerous.
visceral thing, and I think it makes you feel so uncomfortable. And Parker was like, if you can't do it, I'm like, no, but like, we have to. This is so important.
Sky prepares to leave the city in another great long oneer. Unbroken shots like this really add to the movie's suspense, and are technically impressive as hell. I mean, this one includes her shattering a huge glass plate in her bathroom. There's no room for error there.
No,
And
there's
the shot
not.
started with that water drinking, meaning every time they did it, she had to chug again. That's why they needed an hour-long rest between the takes for this sequence. They did the whole thing all the way through twice, and parts of it 5 times, I guess so they could stitch it together as needed.
Sure,
Before
makes
she
sense.
can leave, she's stopped by some house guests.
Oh, hello.
A brood of backup dancers. One of them is played by Nicholas Slick Stewart, who recently starred in the T-Pain music video we produced. In
Nice.
a memorable sequence, the dancers creepy crawly after Sky in a big old people pile. Naomi Scott had already shot dance sequences with these performers, so she was comfortable with them grabbing her and getting physical. In fact, they subject her to a movement improv class, flipping her around and banging her head on the piano. Then they tear out a chunk of her hair and ultimately give her the Captain Rhodes treatment. Hold the guts. But she's still gonna be choking on something, because they give her a case of arm and mouth disease. And that case goes deep. Sky is flashed back to the night of the car crash, showing us the coked up argument she was having with Paul.
What? I'm so fucking what? Say it. What am I? Tell me I am so fucking...
You're fucking psycho!
Oh, yeah!
It's a super uncomfortable scene, and not only because of how fast he's driving. Nicholson and Scott's performances are excellent, as is the close quarters camera work by cinematographer Saroff. The scene was shot in a fake half car on a hydraulic system in front of a blue screen.
That's so cool.
The unbroken panning back and forth between the characters speaking directly to the camera literally puts us in the middle of their domestic dispute. As the argument escalates, it's revealed that Sky was the one who caused the crash by backseat driving them straight off a cliff. Sky wakes up from her nightmare in a recovery center. Apparently her mom found her passed out in her apartment. She says Sky needs to fix herself and still go on tour, which Sky says isn't possible right now.
Mom, you don't understand.
No, you don't understand, Sky. There are no more second chances. If you cancel, this is it.
Obviously, Elizabeth is a selfish stage mom, but her perspective makes sense here, and Rosemary DeWitt makes her believable. To prepare for her mommy manager role, she researched the Kardashians and watched reality shows like Raising a Fucking Star.
Where is it your best interest? Where is it your kids' best interests? Where do they get blurry? Where is the slippery slope?
Sky tries to stand up to her mother, but it doesn't work. Jesus fucking Christ. God
Yeah.
damn. The Mary Mother gets 7 years of bad luck, which start right away with a mirror shard mutilation. Sky pulls out her hella long IV.
I couldn't watch that
tries
scene.
to escape
Oh.
the room only to find the murder
Hate
weapon
needles.
is suddenly in her hands. Oh man, these demon tricks are getting sicker by the minute. Did Sky just kill her mom? No. She tidies up the mess and tries to leave the hospital.
No kill
but gets
count
spotted
graphic.
by Joshua, who sees the blood and calls for help. Sky snatches a gun from a security guard, and a standoff ensues. She even points the gun at Joshua. Oh, poor Joshua. Thankfully, Darius shows up. That guy always knows what to say.
Think about the tour.
Never mind.
Nope.
The tour! Sky GTFOs and runs into Gemma, who just arrived for a visit. She carjacks her own chauffeur, and since besties don't let besties drive angry, Gemma joins her for the joyride. Sky reroutes them to a meetup with Morris,
Maybe.
intent on killing this demon once and for all. But as she tries to explain the plan to Gemma, she gets a phone call from Gemma. Wait, what the fuck? It's a repeat of the scene with Dr. Northcutt from the first film, only with a heartbreaking extra punch. Gemma hasn't been real this entire movie.
Nope.
Did you spend the night at my place?
What? I haven't been to your place in like a year.
Wait, but didn't she say something to her mom?
Hey, Elizabeth.
I guess we never saw Elizabeth react or
Nope.
respond. But if Gemma's not real, then who's driving? Oh my god, Sky's driving! How can that be? She almost gets into another accident, but avoids making her insurance Sky Riley high. She meets up with Morris at an abandoned Pizza Hut, or maybe a Taco Bell, or maybe a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. He needs to
That
make
was the
use of
thing.
its walk-in freezer to keep her brain alive while he kills her. He plans to inject Sky with bye-bye drugs before bringing her back to life with CPR. He leaves while her body temperature drops to the right level, but while he's gone, Sky looks towards the ceiling and sees herself hanging out up there. Sky Riley, car wreck edition. She's just crying and bleeding and dripping and dropping. Holy shit, there she go. Oh wait, holy shit, where'd she go?
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Upside down Sky was shot practically, which was difficult. Scott had to hold herself up and pretend to cry at the same time. It's like the horror movie equivalent of Pink singing on that bungee cord. Ceiling Sky gets all up in her twinsy's face.
I like wearing your skin.
I wonder if this is what T-Swift sees when people say they want the old Taylor back. Well, old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. She's busy putting too much weight on that broken leg. The Dead Ringer gets ready to put a smile on Sky's face after turning into the most Pee-wee looking version of these effects. Sky fights back by biting off her thumbs. Haha! Good luck reviewing movies now. It gives Sky the chance to give herself a lethal injection, but unfortunately
But does
for her,
she?
nothing happens.
Nope.
As it turns out, those drugs ain't real. In fact, none of this is.
None of it.
Not in control, Sky.
God damn it. What? Come on! Man, this sucks. Sky finds herself locked inside a metal room and emerges from a yonic pod to thunderous applause. She's on stage for the first show of her tour. Her whole damn day has been a demon-induced hallucination, including the part where her mom was killed.
Yup.
Viewers debate when everything stopped being real, especially with the revelation that Gemma was never really there. Personally, I think Gemma was an acute hallucination early on. Sky's reality didn't completely disappear until after the dancers took her to the ground. But that's just the theory. A smile theory!
Oh! No.
All of it was in
James?
service to the Smile Demon's ultimate goal, getting Sky in front of a stadium full of witnesses, 50,000 of them. It's meant to be Madison Square Garden, though it's played by the MVP Arena in Albany. The extras were recruited via the arena's Facebook page. Another Sky appears on stage in front of her, and the demon bursts out of her belly scar. It's a metamorphosis that matches her butterfly-inspired outfit, and the demon that emerges is breathtakingly big. Finn knew he wanted a larger-than-life ending for Sky to match her larger-than-life character. This giant iteration of the demon was built by creature designer Alec Gillis and his team at Studio Gillis. At 12 feet long, he says it was the largest practical creature they've built since the Alien Queen in Aliens.
I believe
And that's
it.
appropriate since superformer Trevor Newland, who's 6'8" and only 150 pounds, also worked with Gillis's team playing the Xenomorph in Alien Romulus. The fingers and hands of the monster were done with cable-controlled puppetry, and the final monstrosity had 6 or 7 people
That's
operating
so cool,
it
man.
alongside Newland in his
Love this stuff.
hand-sculpted, hand-painted suit. He compared the setup to being in a horse costume with different people playing different parts of a single creature.
It was a really complicated process that was really wonderful collaboration between major practical effects and then the use of VFX to sort of bridge all the gaps and bring a final product together.
Just like the last film, the demon climbs its way into Sky's lemonade mouth. The scene then cuts back to reality, where Sky is convulsing on the ground and worrying the audience. Her fans are relieved when she gets back up, but we know what's coming when she turns around with a smile on her face. We only see the audience reaction as Sky does something
Perfect! I love that.
sounds wet and fleshy. The movie ends with the reveal of the aftermath, a and the realization that the smile curse just spread to 50,000 people.
Everybody.
How many people were stuck in the nosebleed section of this encore performance? Let's find out and get to the numbers. But first, I am thirsty.
And I'll have a drink of my Coke. Oh.
That is unpleasant.
Yes, it is. Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea how long I was gonna hold that for. I had no idea how long he was gonna hold that for, but we made it through okay.
7 people died in Smile 2, with the victims consisting of 6 men and only 1 woman. That gives us this Billboard Blue pie chart, with a count and gender breakdown we've only seen twice before, the Child's Play remake and the original Hellraiser. With a runtime of 129 minutes, Smile 2 had a kill on average every 18.43 minutes. I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Lewis. Just like Laura, it's the kill that kicks off the curse, and it does not disappoint.
Nope.
In fact, it's a nominee for Best Kill at the Dead Meat Horror Awards, which comes out in 1 month on April 26th. Mark your calendars. Double Shitty for lamest kill will go to Yev, not only a gunshot kill, but an accidental one. And that's it. Smile 2 was released in 2024, just 2 months after the similarly pop star themed Trap. Coincidence or Era's effect? Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
In a world where all seems lost, where
Oh, The Last of Us! Soren's doing The Last of Us! Yes!
Reigns, one man is responsible for humanity's last hope.
I hate this crap.
2013's The Last of Us follows a scruffy-looking smuggler named Joel, 20 years after a zombie fungus has taken over the world. But luckily, this Han isn't solo, as he's tasked with transporting a girl named Ellie across the most beautifully rendered apocalypse you have ever seen.
Can't deny the view, though.
Together, they must try and find a cure for the fungus among us, all while surviving murderous hunters.
Nope.
Unfun guys.
Oh.
And best of all, puns.
I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now.
So this week, claim
I love me
your
some
palate
puns.
by playing The Last of Us.
I get it.
Then on Friday, we'll see you ladder for the kill count.
Yay!
Only on Dead Meat.
I hate cliffhangers.
The Last of Us can be played on
Oh
future
my god, that's one of my favorite games of all time. But that aside, this movie was absolutely freaking phenomenal. I mean, I love the first movie, and I love the premise of it, so I had a feeling I was really going to enjoy this, but I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy it. The fact that, again, she's singing everything that you're hearing, so that's an extra layer of cool, and, you know, basically filming two types of movies at once. So the music part and the really serious parts, and she nailed everything, like absolutely everything. And I just love the fact that we get to that ending part and we're left wondering what was real, what wasn't real, because that's the kind of thing that sticks with you. And it really gets you to think about it, and you try to get other people to watch it to see what they think about it, and so on and so on and so on. And that's a very lost art in some movies, particularly horror movies, to where you just want to continue to talk about it over and over again and see from other perspectives and all that other stuff. But yeah, Naomi was fantastic. Everything about this movie was fantastic. The singing, the acting, the freaking dancing, that first rehearsal, where she's like kind of like going like that, where they're like throwing her around or whatever. It was so good. It was so well done. I don't think there's gonna be a third, but you know that there's some things they could do with a third, but that soda's coming back to bite me. But yeah, this was absolutely fantastic. So that's gonna do it for me here. Comment down below, let me know what did you think about Smile 2. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Check all those links I have for you down in the description below. Then lastly, and most importantly, I'm going to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon. Luchadork, Cruising, Wolverine 310, Multi-Disturb 666, Tefster, Kronich, Angel Garcia, Joshi, Roadrunner 1967, Chris Curtis, Ann Perry, Voskophony, Misa 2, Fleet Street Viscount, Songbird 177, Inca Linquist, MB Cardall, Harmony, and Omarion Thorn. And if you two like to have a shout out and in each and every one of my videos, please head on over to patreon.com/DNetReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.